Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 252. Got Gabriel. Oh, he's going with Gabriel tonight. I call him Gabriel.
Where do you see Gabriel?
Oh, I see it on the back end down below on your little picture. I was like, oh, normally he goes by Gabe. I was like, oh, by Gabriel today. We're getting fancy.
You're drinking. You've been drinking.
Oh my God! Crack one. I'm drinking a half a beer. Go to gigeconomyshow.com for everything gig related. Want to thank our Patreon members: Samson, Bud, Steve, Omar, Delivery Cats, Frank, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, and Jerry. If you want to join the Patreon, go to patreon.com/the Podcast. We'll be live tonight at 8:10 p.m. For your extra podcast, you get a month extra. We're doing 4 a month now, or however many fucking weeks are in the month. We're doing one after every show. Get an exclusive piece of merch. Check out the tiers. Patreon.com/the Gig Econ Podcast. And then we have a Telegram group there. We chat about people all over the place. And Larry wants to tell you about that because he's fancy.
Fancy. Yeah, it's our Telegram group. That's just how we communicate. It's like a texting program, but you can also do video chat or you can do voice chat, which is kind of nice when you're out driving. It's a lot easier than trying to text. You can talk with gig workers all over the world, kind of share what's going on in your market, share any new gigs that you may have found, or just kind of gripe about how your day's going. But good way to not feel so lonely when you're out there on the road. Talk with people who know what kind of experiences you're going through, and the pain and the joy of gig work.
The pain and the joy, mostly pain, not as much joy as it used to be back in the days, which was great.
Back in the old days.
Follow us on TikTok as well. Would love for you to follow us there. We are live there right now. Yeah, it's really fun on TikTok. I'm loving posting content on there. And Josh the troll is here. He's so mean in here, but on TikTok he's very constructive, and I appreciate that. So check that out. Stories from the road. Larry and Gabe don't have anything in there. Do you have any stories from the road at all? I have some stories.
Stories. I do not really. Did some gig work last week, but it was pretty slow. It was during the day. Nothing exciting. You know, did a little bit of DoorDash, did a little bit of rideshare. Tried to get back on Grubhub, and they waitlisted me.
I think I'm not banned from Grubhub. I think I'm done with the platform because I tried to log in and it wouldn't even like let me log in, and I changed my password and it wouldn't even send me a repeat password. So
yeah, their app tends to be trash.
Oh yeah, along with Sparks.
Yeah,
for sure. Anything for you, Gabe?
No crazy stories. Roadie XD.
Oh, you're gonna spill it?
Well, it's so busy now. Everyone knows about it.
Okay. So tell everybody what Roadie XD is.
So the Roadie app, Roadie XD is basically kind of like where they do deliveries for multiple companies. So like the Roadie XD here handles UPS, USPS, and Home Depot. So it's basically the overflow for like UPS and USPS to help speed up the bigger, bulkier like envelopes and packages. Because they're finding, it's really hard to hire people now.
Yeah.
So even the mail, the United States Postal Service, they're having a hard time getting couriers to work. Mm-hmm. So basically they, you can have, it's crazy how they do it, but they're like these clear plastic bags and they have like this Velcro that goes around it, and they'll throw anywhere from 1 or 2 envelopes or packages up to like 20 in it. And then they give it to you and you deliver them. And it was crazy because I delivered to a lady and she was like, she looked at it and she was like, "You're working late." And I was like, "I'm not the postman. Like, we're doing overflow." And she was like, "Oh, well, thank you anyways. It was nice. I was expecting it, but I didn't think it was going to get here." So that's what Roadie XD is. And Home Depot is like on the brink of wanting to be Amazon. So like somebody ordered something like the night before and the next day it got dropped off and I was delivering it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was looking at Roadie today, and I saw a couple of the XDs down in Nashville.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, down in Nashville. It's pretty busy down there, but yeah, up here it's just still. I've only seen just the regular.
And it's crazy too, because like they can pay amazing, and then there's ones you see and you're like, this is shit. So you might see 10 that are shit, and then all of a sudden they drop like 6 that are amazing. Yeah. But like they go so fast, like people are watching it and the app's glitching out because there's so much traffic trying to get them now. So like, at 9:00 tonight, there'll be none available, but like you will see the icon on the map. It'll say like 5+ available. You click on it and it just says not available on every one. So like they're glitching out and sticking on the app, and they'll stick on there until the next day. So in the morning you go to click on it and it's still doing that. So you have to like constantly keep clicking and refreshing. So when they start dropping, you can see them. And like, if you're a multi-gigger like me, like I'm too busy. So like I sometimes miss them when they drop if I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, it's almost like when you're looking for flex routes, you have to have it on a separate phone and then do something else on your main phone.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And then our upfront pricing hit today.
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not been awful. Like it's not been awful like you see the ones where you're like, oh, I'm not driving 10 miles for $5. Yeah. Like it's long pickups that you're not really getting that long pickup fee. And then the miles are still like, it was 4-mile ride. And I think it said like $5 it was going to pay.
Yeah.
So like, it's still shit pay, but it's not as bad as some of the other ones I've seen.
Yeah. And it's really bad on the long rides.
Yeah.
Speaking of long rides, Jason's stories from the road did not take any long rides. But here are some of my long trips. Here is a 160 miles Comfort for $93.
Wow.
And here's the other one, even worse. 150 miles, so 10 miles less for $79. And this is Comfort, y'all. This isn't even Uber X.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
That's crazy. See, the one that popped up today, it was like 39 miles and it was paying like $38.
Well,
they're still decent. They're not like that.
Well, yeah, you got to cherry pick them. That's just what it is. You got to look for $1 a mile, and that's why Gary's apps come in handy when you can figure that they do the math and the calculations right away, so you don't have to like figure it out. I mean, not that you can't, but if you get good at it, you can figure it out. But Comfort's really not much more than what was it before Comfort? Like before. What did Uber call it? It was Uber XL. Was it special? No. What did it start with? It started with an S, didn't it? Uber sexy? No. There was another name. There was another name for no, I swear to God, it started with an S. There was another name for like an upgraded vehicle, but it
Uber Select.
Uber Select.
So it did start with an S.
It did.
Josh's Basic X pays better. No, it doesn't. Comfort still does, but it's like 6% better. I mean, that's what I've seen in our market. And then a couple other you guys will like this. A couple other names. This name, picking up, you ship, I tip. I mean, I looked for a spot to report that, not report it, but yeah, and I couldn't find it. Maybe I have to go in after the ride, but during the ride, because I had a long drive to this guy.
Did they tip you?
Fuck no, they didn't.
They didn't ship it.
Yeah, I shipped him. If you look at this, it doesn't really show. Oh no, that's a different name. This guy, this name, pronounce that name.
Yakkachu.
So look how far this is. You probably didn't even see that. Jason, why are you going 12 miles for 18 minutes? So it was going back into my side of town, but Uber flipped it on me. So when they showed it to me, I was still on my way to drop a passenger off in Allendale, They told me it was 8 miles. The second I dropped that lady off, it was 12. So they quoted me right where I was in that moment when I accepted that ride, not where I finished up. And I thought it was supposed to be when you finished up. They knew where you're going to drop off.
Well, they should know.
Well, yeah, they have the data. So I'm like, as soon as I swiped to go or whatever to the next one, it said 12 miles. It wasn't 8 minutes. It was 8 miles, 12 miles. I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to take it.
They'll show you where you're dropping off if it's shorter. If it's longer, they're going to show you.
Well, clearly, because I bet it was another 4 miles from when I got that, where I dropped my passenger off in Allendale.
They want you to take the ride, so they'll show you whichever one.
I know, and the passenger before that, I picked him up at the ER, and I was like, oh, please be an employee. Nope, not an employee. I don't know what she had, but she didn't cough in my car, but I wasn't going to cancel on it. I'm like, oh, fuck it. So that is my adventure. So I was true to my word. I went out. Honestly, when I start doing rideshare, because I use Gridwise, my hourly rate goes down. I think with all the miles I drove and everything. Now, granted, that was, that long one, 12 miles just to get to it. But I only think I averaged $19.85 an hour.
Really?
Usually if I'm doing just food, it's in the 25s.
Yeah.
I just think food is shorter. You're not driving 20 miles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that in your market.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, even I had a great haircut. What the fuck? I had a great airport drive, and then we had a great conversation. That bitch didn't tip. Like, come on. I had the charm on. We were talking about shit. So, I mean, come on. That's what you do, right? Customer service. I loaded her luggage and unloaded it. And she was an attorney. So, anyways.
She's cheap.
Cheap, yeah. All right, gig economy in the news, unless anyone has anything else. Nope. Cool.
Nope, I don't think so.
DoorDash driver sparks security alert at major airport after entering an unauthorized area. That's hard to say. This was in O'Hare, which is crazy. You think they would have like the highest security out of everyone.
Yeah.
Said that he was driving for a while there, possibly even crossed runways until an air traffic controller tower saw him. They got him off. They didn't do anything because they simply believed it was just a simple mistake. But how did he even get in there anyways? Although I don't know. I've never tried to enter airport area without, you know what I mean? Maybe it's easier than it looks.
I used to work for the airlines in the airport.
Yes, you did.
And it is so locked up. I don't understand how. There's like security gates where you have to scan your badge to open the gate. And unless he went through like the little regional air, I don't know if you guys have the private jets.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they have that and somebody left a gate open, but like you'd have to be
those would be automated. Like when you go through, they close.
Sure.
Yeah. So a good chunk of them do. There's some occasionally you have to open, but that's like by the hangars where people have the private entrances.
Yeah. It's definitely less secure because I've dropped people off of that one in Grand Rapids to the right. I can't remember what it's called, but it's definitely less security. I mean, I don't even think there's a metal detector when you go out into the private area. But regardless, O'Hare, that's ridiculous. Hopefully they can review the cameras and see what happened. But
yeah,
I fully expected this article to end and he was deported. That's what I was fully expected.
Just expect that nowadays. It is a wild story though. Yeah, to think of O'Hare. I mean, you can kind of understand it maybe at a smaller regional airport, but something like O'Hare.
And he had been driving for a while. I
mean, I can understand. It said that he got on some back access roads and stuff, but then when it said he could have crossed runways, how the hell can a vehicle get to the runway without being stopped?
I don't understand that because O'Hare, there's constantly flights leaving.
Yeah. I mean, they're busy as all get out. Yeah.
They did comment and say, what would have happened if it happened at night? And I'm like, ooh, yeah, that'd be a little scarier. You know what I mean? Because all you see is headlights and yeah. Well, I shouldn't say I bet he won't do that again, but he might.
Oh man.
Anyways, Larry, what is this one about? I forgot because I didn't.
This is a video. This is an Uber passenger. his Uber driver gets into a wreck, and then he makes a strange request to the passenger.
This is wild. All right, here we go.
This is wild.
I can't believe somebody did this. Okay.
Damn it! Fucking A, I'm fucked, man. I'm so fucked, bro. Can you say you were driving or? Hey, bro, because I don't have a fucking valid license, dude.
Bro, hell.
Bro, we're all right, bro. Come on, don't do me like that.
I can't say that, dog.
Fuck, man. Fuck, bro. This is my fucking everything, dude. Oh, I'm fucking fucked, bro. Fuck, I'm fucked, man. Oh, shit. Fuck. Oh, shit. Fuck, dude.
So yeah, Uber driver in an accident, airbags were deployed. It was, it was more than a little bump, and trying to get the passenger to say, "Hey, can you say you're driving? Because I don't have a valid driver's license, and this is my everything." Like, dude, if you don't have a valid driver's license, you need to have some other work lined up besides driving people.
How is he even on the platform if he doesn't have a valid driver's license?
They only do background checks once a year.
Yeah. You could get your suspended probably the day after they do background check, and you'd be good for the next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they do random ones. It's once a year, Or if you're off the platform for a while and try to get back on, they might do it sooner.
Yeah, that's nuts. Don't ever switch places and take the blame for your Uber driver.
Be like, yeah, it was my fault. Okay, fucking idiot.
Come on, dude, don't do me like that.
I know. It's wild, and I'm very impressed with the guy recording. I wonder what prompted him to record. Maybe because the guy was saying that, and he's like,
he might have already been saying that for a minute or two, and the guy's like, "I'm going to record this."
He was so calm too. He's just like putting his glasses back on.
Yeah, he's like, "Okay,
yeah,
no way, man, not going to do that."
No, not happening, man, not happening.
Oh,
and again, why are you putting like this is my everything? Like,
yeah,
dude, there are so many other jobs out there. You could go freaking swing a hammer for $25 an hour. Like, don't. Fucking if you don't have a license, don't be driving around. Now you're now
you're in big trouble.
Now you're gonna probably serve jail time because you're in an accident with no driver's license.
Possible for sure.
And you definitely ain't getting back on the Uber app.
No, I don't think so. You hope not anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, and I wonder, so he was more worried about getting in trouble by the law because obviously Uber, you know what I mean? Like him saying that that someone else is driving would be a problem for Uber too. You know what I mean? It's not like he can do that, but
damn.
Wow.
That's messed up.
Takes everything to make the world work. And
the nerve of some people though. I can't imagine ever asking that and going, "Hey, dude, can you say you're driving?"
Yeah.
I don't have a license.
People live like they just think different things. I would be so worried about the passenger. I'd be like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And he's like, come sit in the seat."
Yeah.
All right, Gabe. Uber's robotaxi chief says the company will still need human drivers, but their jobs will look very different. What is that all about?
So it's a very long article, but basically what they're talking about is we all know that self-driving cars are rolling out in different markets. And that you're probably going to see it different where in the center, like the city centers, you're going to have the self-driving cars. And then when you live further out, you'll have the regular drivers like us that will be driving. So you'll be driving people in to the city centers.
Okay.
So that, and he even says that he's certain that there'll be more drivers in 10 years, even with self-driving cars.
Well, they are pushing on our last show. We did talk about it. They are trying to push the rural. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say.
It sounds like you're drunk. The rural pickups for people, so that might be playing into this.
Yeah, and that there'll be different incentives, to get the drivers to drive in those areas. So it won't be the small short rides. Now they'll be in the self-driving cars or like the airport trips, but it does talk about like Waymo is trying to get access to do airport drop-offs. Because they talk about, it's 99% safe, but there's that 1% chance, driving on the highway, which I feel better driving in a self-driving car in the city center opposed to driving in one on the highway going like 70 miles an hour.
Interesting.
We talked about it a week or two ago. I was telling Jason a story I saw. There's a company right now between Dallas and Houston. They have 18-wheelers. No people in the truck at all. None.
I mean, it don't matter if there's a driver or not. You're dead if that thing hits you. So,
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just hard to wrap your mind around it. You imagine, being in another trucker, and you pull up and look over, and there's nobody in the truck.
It's crazy that they don't have somebody in there. I don't.
Well,
know.
they did. They did for a while. Like all the other companies had the safety driver for a while, but
they're getting away from that now. They ran their tests.
Mm-hmm.
But they were talking about the Waymo robo taxis in Austin, that they're 99% busier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
Because the human drivers are cherry picking. I guess that's the other thing too. It's going to change it. You're not going to have drivers that are sitting there being like, well, I'm not taking this low fare, ride.
Yeah, they just send the robo-taxi to everything. And like we were talking, the robo-taxi doesn't have to take a break for lunch or, go stop to use the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. It just go.
So for the people that sit in the middle and wait for those rides, the likelihood of getting a ride is not going to be fair to them. They're going to have to sit on the outskirts of the city, away from, where it's busy, and take those longer trips.
Which is horrible if they pay a little bit better. That's the problem. Sometimes those shorter trips pay better than the longer trips. I mean, almost all the time.
Instead of that 12-minute drive, Jason, you'll be doing a 25-minute drive to pick somebody up.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it with a smile on my face.
As long as the pay's right.
Yeah, as long as the pay's right. Gabe, you should try to listen to the show. You'll know what we talked about.
Listen, I was busy. I've been very busy for the last month.
Hey, you drive all the time. You can listen to it in your car. Moving on, Larry, speaking of Waymo, Waymo recalls 1,200 self-driving cars, which doesn't seem like that much, but who knows how many cars are out there.
Yeah, so we're calling over 1,200 self-driving cars in order to update their software and address some risk they have of collisions with chains, gates, and other roadway barriers. So yeah, it says they have over 1,500 vehicles on the road. Across San Francisco, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Austin, and I know they're coming to Nashville. So yeah, 1,500, and they're recalling 1,200 of them. Says that they know of 16 collisions they've had with chains and gates between 2022 and late 2024. Said the incidents did not result in any injuries, but they did do an investigation because the behavior that potentially violated traffic safety laws. So,
who cares? Drivers do that all day. Why? Let them go.
Yeah. So they said several incidents are under investigation that involve collisions with clearly visible objects that a competent driver would be expected to avoid.
Yeah, even competent drivers don't avoid some of those.
No.
We get a definition of competent.
Exactly. Figure out what's the percentage of people on the road who are competent.
Right.
I was about to say, and if you think about it, 16 in 2002, 2003, 2004, like comparatively speaking to the amount of probably Uber drivers that they have that have hit stuff or ran into stuff, it's minimal. For sure. But it's not the only recall they've done. Back in February of 2024, they recalled 444 self-driving vehicles after two minor collisions happened in quick succession in Arizona. It was due to a software error. They also did a recall in June of 670 vehicles after one of them struck a wooden utility pole in Phoenix. Company said that the automated driving software at that time could fail to avoid a pole or similar object. So,
well, that's the thing with the self-driving. People are going to be so critical, even though that's so minor compared to like real people. People aren't going to adapt to it or adopt it if you still haven't. I mean, you got to be almost perfect.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think what you'll see is as it gets better and better, you're still going to see wrecks involving them, but a lot of time it's going to be a human driver's fault.
I'm okay with that.
But people, but I'm saying people are still going to perceive that as, oh, there you go. They're not safe.
No, maybe dumb people.
Some people will.
Competent people, not. Well, again, definition of competent. How many competent drivers? I would look at it and go, okay, whose fault was it?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
That's a common sense thing to do. But
Right.
snap judgment, and the media for a while is going to be biased against it.
Oh God, because that's going to get clicks. That's
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That draws the attention. Yeah, we're used to people being idiots and wrecking all the time, but if a autonomous car does it, it's big. It's big news.
I think on a daily basis, and I know Gabe drives a lot. Larry not so much, but I drive a lot every day. I'm like, you dumb motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
you're so lucky that this happened. Otherwise, you would have been smoked.
Well, you know what's funny is they're recalling those 1,200 vehicles, but now they're rolling out to Atlanta, Miami, and Washington D.C.
I'm curious why it's just those. Like, don't they all have the same software? Can't they? Like, it's weird that it's a software for just those and not the rest of them.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't go into details on that.
Well, you should
I
call
agree.
Larry and find out.
I will. We're having lunch. Me and the Waymo guy are having lunch on Friday, so I will bring that up.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. This is keep going on the Waymo thing, and we've talked about this 1,000 times. So, this is on Reddit. Can't freaking read that because I'm blind. Almost every Waymo I get into is these days are dirty. I was an early adopter of Waymo and have always chosen it as my preferred rideshare option. Recently, I found that almost every car I get into is dirty, whether it's food crumbs, empty packaging, clothing, pills, candy spilled all over the seat. It's a hassle when I'm going somewhere and don't want to sit in a pile of trash, so I have to call support and order a new car. Recently, I've been more likely to order an Uber. Okay, here we go. To avoid the issue altogether. Not sure what the solution is. Maybe higher fines for leaving a car messy, but wondering if anyone else has experienced this at all. Wow, we've talked about this. Who's cleaning those? If people are reporting, because how many times do we hear or you see online, like as a passenger, someone's like, yeah, it was trash, but I gave him 5 stars and tipped him. You got to report that shit. So this guy's reporting it. I bet you dollars to donuts it went offline after he reported it. You know what I mean? But I wonder how many people are just getting in and saying don't give a shit.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, I can't tell you how many times in a day, probably 75% of my rides that I give where they're like, your car is clean. And
I get the same thing, Gabe. Yeah, I get the same thing.
Are cars supposed to be clean? And they're like, you would be surprised.
Yeah.
And we're not detailing it every day.
No.
A couple days throwing a vacuum through it, just wiping basic shit down, making sure it doesn't. It's
I get 3 comments. They get in, they're like, your car's so clean, it smells so good, and thank God you speak English. That's the 3 I get.
I hate that one because it's like I'm not
saying it's right.
Drive on the fucking app.
Well, so if the cars are dirty and that's a problem, what happens with stuff that gets left in the car?
I mean, it's kind of the same. Anything car related, it's if no one's reporting it, or are we going to get an investigation 6 months to a year from now that Waymo is ignoring them and just keeping them out? And not
Bubba Stu said, don't forget about the semen, condom, drugs, etc.
Semen. Why does that sound worse than like jizz? I feel like semen is the worst, even though that's the correct term. Why does it
so serious?
It's I just can't get over it. Semen is just like, there's a company. Well, Siemens, like they're a tech company.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. Read the room.
You can imagine those self-driving cars in Nashville after those bachelorette parties.
Oh man!
Somebody gets in the car with their kid, and there's a penis.
Yeah,
sitting on the seat.
Candy penises all over the place, or
necklaces.
Penis necklace, and then the family of 4 gets in, and the kid's like, "What's this?
Hey, mommy, look what I found."
That reminds me, Larry. Did you get the order of penis necklaces for our trip?
I thought we were going to surprise everybody with that, man.
Hey, speaking of the trip, Gabe and I were chatting, and Larry too, but this is not a private party. While we are staying in an Airbnb with the closest friends, we're planning on doing a dinner on Saturday evening. Don't have a time or a place. As we get closer to that, you're more than welcome to swing by.
You're encouraged.
Encouraged to swing by. Yes, we would love to see you. You can find a place to stay down there, or you can just drive in for the dinner. It will be somewhere downtown Nashville, which actually downtown Nashville isn't that big. It might be a little bit in the outskirts, but within like 10 minutes of downtown. But we'd love to have you.
Yeah,
you're not sleeping in my bed. That's meant for Larry, so him and I can get COVID.
Yeah. Whose turn is it? It's your turn. Back to your turn.
Yeah, or maybe we're getting to that age where shingles is a problem.
It could be. Yeah.
A few bitches get shingles.
I mean, they do encourage after 50 to get the vaccine. I'm surprised my doctor hasn't talked to me. I mean,
I know. I keep thinking about it. I keep.
Has your doctor suggested it?
I'm way over 50.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll take it. I don't.
He hasn't really suggested it. He has not said anything to me about it. I'll have to ask him. I usually have my checkup in like December each year. I'll have to ask him.
I mean, I'm not. Go ahead, Gabe.
I would say even under 50, like she's close to it. My daughter's mom, she got shingles.
Yeah, you can get it under 50. I just think it's more
prone. Yeah, it's more prevalent. Yeah, and I've heard it's not a lot of fun. So
no, it's
not.
No, I'm not gonna run into the doctor and ask them to give me shots, but if they suggest it, I usually say okay.
Yeah,
even though I hate them.
But yeah, we'd love to meet up with anybody in Nashville for dinner that night, and just have a fun night down in Nashville.
You know who we should send a message to?
Who's that?
Ooh.
Fucking Alex. You remember Alex? It's been a long time. Oh
Alex.
boy.
Let me reach.
You guys
refresh our memory.
Hold on. I'm searching. I don't even have any stories for him, and he never posts picture. His girlfriend does though. Okay, here we go. I don't know if this is his girlfriend, but that'll be awkward. This is how long. Oh, this is okay. No, it's definitely not his girlfriend. All right, stand by. As soon as I show you, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's him. Give me a second. Now, mind you, this is not his girlfriend. So if it gets back to her, does that ring a bell?
Alex.
God damn. Maybe it's because we did Laugh Fest together in Teal, because that's that 10 years of smiles. He drove a Cadillac for a while. God, I don't have any fucking stories.
He was in the Telegram group?
I don't know if he was. I think it was pre-Telegram.
Okay, then I probably don't know him.
Damn. Yeah, he hadn't even been on the show, I think, a few times. Like not as a regular host, but like as a guest.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways,
he looks a little familiar. I was going to ask if he was ever on the show.
Well, he was an OG Uber driver back in. He's God, is he an engineer? I think he's a quality engineer. There it goes. Okay. It just hit my brain. And he lived up here, and I don't know why they decided to move to Tennessee. I have no idea, but
is that the one we had? Did we have dinner with him when we were at the podcast conference? We had dinner with somebody there.
Oh yeah. In Nashville. Yeah,
Nashville.
Alex and his girlfriend. I forget his girlfriend's name.
But not his girlfriend.
What's that?
I said, but not his girlfriend.
That was not. I know what she looked like, and that is not her. Okay. He clearly was up for something. I don't know. God, now I'm gonna get him in trouble. I mean, he posted it on his Facebook page, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, it can't be that.
But anyways, I will message him because he's a fun dude to be around. And then Jamie from
Clarksville, Tennessee. So yeah.
Alex from Murfreesboro.
Jamie hasn't said much it's been a while.
Yeah, shoot her a message. Tell her we're coming to Nashville.
Yeah, I don't even know. Is she even still in the group?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
I hadn't seen a message about her leaving.
No, that's true. Anyways, we're kind of getting off topic. But anyways, come to Nashville and have dinner with us. Larry will buy you a drink.
Hang out with us.
He doesn't commit to it. No Waymo tonight. I mean, we've talked about it. I guess we could have done the stinger, but we didn't really have anything terrible, which I guess is good.
Yeah.
Octopus tablet. You want to sign up for this tablet? It's been a while since we got a referral. We'd love for you to get this in your car to make more money. Step 1, order the tablet. Step 2, charge it. Step 3, unlink your Uber account because it won't show the games, and that's bullshit. Go to the link in the description. You can play trivia and games for your passengers. It leads to more conversation. It leads to hijinks and fun stuff. And not in the way that you really, not the bad way, like the fun way, and a lot of like hilarity, in my opinion.
It is so fun. There's 2 things I love about the tablet. One, I love it when 3 people get in, or 2 or 3 people get in the back and one person gets up front and they don't know, the person in front has no idea there's a tablet back here, and they start playing trivia, and all of a sudden they're just shouting out these random words, and the person in front is like, what are y'all talking about?
We talked about that last week, that Uber van where the seats are facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing would that tablet be in there?
Yeah.
Like that's a game changer. Like, I mean, I hope something like that happens. But
yeah. And the other fun thing is just watching when it's 2, 3 in the morning, you got 2 or 3 drunk people back there fighting over trivia. You're like, I told you that's the wrong fucking answer. What are you doing?
They think they're badass, and they see this score, and I'm like,
oh, we are doing so good.
We're either really fucked up or we're stupid.
They think they're like, oh, we did great. We got 9. They're like, the high score is 32. What the hell?
How is that even possible? All right, moving on. Gabe, route share.
Okay, so route share is a brand new way to travel that Uber's going to roll out in New York City, San Francisco, Chicago, Philadelphia, Dallas, Boston, Baltimore. And basically, it's a budget-friendly ride option that can be like 50% less than Uber X. I already thought Uber X was cheap, but up to 50% cheaper than Uber X. And so basically, it's for like everyday commuters that are going to work. And basically, you share a ride with up to 2 other passengers along like busy routes. And it's going to have consistent and frequent pickup options along direct routes during morning and evening commute times. So from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. or from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, with pickups like every 20 minutes. So you'll know when it's coming, when to expect it. And you'll basically, they say you open up the Uber app, enter your pickup and drop off, and they'll show you the nearby route. So you might have to walk or get to the pickup area. But it's kind of like those bigger cities like in Chicago where you share, where they say to walk a block to get on. So you'll book your ride and then head to your pickup. The driver will only wait for 2 minutes. So they don't get the 5 minutes. It's 2 minutes. They wait. So you want to be there early, and then you share the rides with other people. So
I actually don't think it's that bad. I mean, there's, around here, there's a lot of bigger companies that like Gentex and Spartan Nash and stuff like that. I mean, I'm in the Grand Rapids Informed group. The amount of people that say they need fucking ride, or even Amazon out in Caledonia, like, hey, this is a good way to do it. Yeah, it's not as cheap as the bus, but it's going to be not like a regular Uber. I mean, yeah, you're stuck with other people, but I mean, let's face it, we're all trying to save a buck. I mean, I would, if I was, doing that, I would rather do that than pay a full rate on that.
You know what they should do on these? This is where they should use the self-driving cars.
Ooh,
on those routes.
Yeah.
Why though? Just because it's like a very common.
If it's a very common stretch that they're going to be going back and forth on, it would make sense to
because that's what they do in a lot of the cities. Like I think on the Vegas Strip and stuff, they had those autonomous vehicles that just do the same route. Just runs because I mean it is kind of like a bus route.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know why they don't do it with airports. Like airports, it seems like from downtown Grand Rapids to the airport, it's the same route. Like, why aren't we doing? I mean, obviously they're not here, but maybe they are.
Like in Ann Arbor, they do a bus. I think it's like 3 times a day, and at the transit center they pay a certain amount for their ride, and they all get on the bus, and it takes them to the airport, drops them off.
Yeah. I think a lot of that. I think it's just nice to have a little bit more privacy, even though you're kind of with a couple other people. I would honestly, I mean, depending on the price, right? If there's like a surge attached to it or something like that, it might be more. I might take the transit bus. But if it's not that much more, I'm like, I don't really want to be on the bus, you know?
Yeah. Oh, it's just interesting because they were doing like the ride share, right? Like I've seen more of those. I got a request today. I didn't take it because it was to Lansing, but it was an UberX share. So like I'm seeing more of those. You know, I think people are feeling economically some of the cost, and so they're trying to figure out what's the cheapest. And honestly, some people order it and they don't even realize they've ordered it because it's the cheapest and it's at the top.
Yeah.
So they just click it where it used to be UberX at the top, right? And so they just clicked it. They're so used to doing that. Yeah. And now they've snuck in Uber Share. And like that last one I gave a ride to, and she was like, "Is this a share?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're picking somebody else up." She was like, "I didn't mean to do this." And I'm like,
"Sorry about your luck."
So how does the price work? Let's say it's a share. You're the first one, and the guy never gets any more. Is it still affordable, or are they pay more because there's not like?
No, it's still affordable. No. It's cheaper. They're quoted the price.
Okay, regardless of how many people get in it.
Yeah. See, and mine, when it popped up as a share, so it already had the 2 pickups set up.
Yeah.
When it sent it to me.
Oh, I see. So they had already gathered the people before you got it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it as a driver because I'm sure it pays less, but
it'd be interesting to see though. What if you're doing 2 at a time? Would it be the same that you would get for giving 1 ride on that route, or?
Well, I don't think so. Just like how the pay is going to be the same for you, whether you pick up 1 person or 3. I think it's going to be the same regardless. So.
Yeah, maybe they'll throw a little extra on there, just like I mean, you're doing a DoorDash order and they want you to pick up another order.
I mean, they're not going to. That's a good point, Gabe. They're not going to send it to you if they don't have, you know what I mean? They're going to make the customer do an UberX. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, share's not available. You need to request an UberX.
But route share though, that's different than ride share. So the route is going to be already predetermined, and they're just going to be running every 20 minutes.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. That's for sure. All right, moving on. This real quick. Not much about this. Uber to launch self-driving mobility in Japan. Looks like they're just. I don't know if they have less restrictions over there, but it seems like they obviously are here too, but they're really like harping on the overseas stuff. So yeah, nothing really crazy to report other than they're going to introduce autonomous rides in Japan once partner firms are ready. So, yeah, I don't know why we're seeing it more. What is your opinion on that we're seeing it more in like overseas than in here? Just less restrictions. I mean, that would be my first guess.
Yeah, I mean, possible. It may just be countries maybe more open to it. You know, maybe they've done research. It shows they're more open to the idea of autonomous cars.
Yeah,
but yeah, we are definitely seeing it all over the place.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if it's in Tennessee when we're there. It's coming up. I'm looking forward to it. Got to get done with school. I almost said fuck those kids. I just did. I love them.
Nice recovery there. Nice recovery.
I still said it. Larry, actually follow up on a story.
An actual follow up. So yeah, I picked this out specifically because a lot of times we do these stories and we don't ever hear anything afterwards, or if we do, we don't do a follow up on it. So this is a story we did a few weeks ago about these people who were using the Uber package, I guess. We don't know exactly what they call it anymore.
Yeah,
but
that was a big discussion.
Yeah. So they had some, I think it was expensive handbags that they were shipping out to their customers. Mm-hmm. And so they used Uber's courier service. It's $5 and they were shipping out 4 packages. It was $5 for all of them. So the Uber, driver or delivery person came and picked them up. And as soon as he picked them up, the wife noticed that he was going in the wrong direction. He was supposed to be going to the UPS store, and he was heading in the complete other direction. So she messaged him, and then the delivery driver immediately canceled the job and did not communicate with them at all anymore. So these people reached out to Uber. who told them that the driver denied picking up the packages, even though they had a video of him doing
Of
so.
course he did.
Yeah. And so they provided with screenshots, a timeline, receipts, and the video. Didn't get anywhere with Uber. So at that point, the people reached out to CBS News Chicago. And after some bad publicity, I guess Uber decided to refund them their money. Although it said that he hadn't got the check yet, but he was hoping that it would arrive soon.
I mean, at least that, they're at least, they're doing something about it.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, they don't. I mean, what can you say if they've got video of the guy doing it? You can't deny,
especially them being expensive. If it was something small, they might.
Yeah, it was a $20 something or another, but this was over a few $1,000s worth of purses, I think.
Right.
And did he know what was in the boxes or no?
I don't know. I don't know how he would.
I don't know how he would either.
Unless they have some paperwork that's, like does the post office, you tell them how much it's worth to get the right amount of insurance on it or something. But you would think they'd be wrapped up and he wouldn't have any idea. Yeah. But
yeah, I mean,
thankfully they did the right thing.
Yeah. Well, we talked a couple episodes ago just about how Uber could really make themselves look good just by doing a little bit of extra customer service and PR. Like everyone really has, we all love the service, right? You talk to someone in the street about it, being as just like a passenger. Oh, it's great. We love it. But oh my God, I had this issue and they just fucking ghosted me, or I lost this and the driver took it. And there's just no customer love but the problem is it's they're kind of the monopoly.
Yeah.
Other than Lyft, so that's why we don't want Lyft to be bought by Uber, but it's I wish, I don't wish, but they could do so much better for themselves if they just apply a little love.
But I don't think it trickles down to just customer service. It has to do with, you see that CEO and the comments he makes about even employees, making them come back to work. They're coming back to the office, and he's, there's articles where he's like, I don't give a fuck if you don't want to come back. You come back, or
I get that, and I agree with you a little bit, but also it's hey, this is what the job is requiring, and if you don't want to come back, then I guess this job isn't for you.
I'm just saying it's even with stuff when there is problems, even as drivers, when we have issues and we call, we don't. What's the likelihood of getting a follow-up or getting something answered?
I agree with you. Dara shouldn't have said that to the news, because that, you that was a memory for you. You remember that. So it's those are the times you might say that to somebody face to face, but don't send it in an email. And don't say it out loud, because then people look at you like you're a piece of shit. Even though I kind of agree with it, hey, if you don't like it, it's cool. I'm not mad at you. Just this is what we're doing.
No, and I get that standpoint, but it's kind of that mentality. It trickles down to even the customers when they have issues like this. It's a monopoly. They've made billions of dollars. They're rolling high with the money. They don't care.
Yeah. So rideshare, it's kind of one of those things, both on the driver, I think, and the passenger side. It's really great when it works well. For us, when it works well, we're making good money. We're staying busy. We're able to work when we want to. Passengers, they get a ride. You don't have to wait for a cab for 45 minutes. It's convenient. Usually cars there in a few minutes. But when it goes wrong, that's when it all falls apart on both sides. When we have troubles, it's hard to get any help. I'm reading about people now with people lost items. They're asking now, in order to get a return fee, somebody leaves a phone in my car and I return it. Uber's asking the passenger, did they return it, or did you really leave something? They're having to get confirmation from the passenger
before you get paid.
And of course, if I was the passenger, I'm like, no, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, even though you got it back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when you got to videotape everything and then send it to Uber. That's my point. A company is only as good as when there's issues.
Mm-hmm. And for the first time this year, somebody threw up my car. I had to provide a receipt, for the cleanup.
Yeah,
that's
receipt.
Right. Receipt.
Yeah. I encourage everyone
to do
that.
It looked good though.
Yeah, it did look good. It looked good. Just don't use Chat GPT to do it. They'll probably run a freaking scan on it to see if that's what you did. All right, Gabe. This video, is this the one with the chick with the gun, right?
No, this is the one with the guy, the driver of the seatbelt.
You know, I didn't even put that. I have the video, but I realized, didn't I not have an article on that? This is the seatbelt one?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that one.
Yeah, the passenger, the Uber driver is giving a ride, and male passenger was sitting behind him. And all of a sudden, you see him reach up, and he starts to try and strangle him with the seatbelt.
Hey, what the are you doing, man?
I don't give a what you mean. What you mean, boy?
Hey, boy.
I don't give a
I recording you, brother.
No, I don't give a bro.
You almost killed me, brother.
Well, new at 4, horrifying moments caught on camera with that Uber driver is attacked by a passenger. According to a CMPD report, it happened on May 3rd, just before midnight in Uptown. You can see the passenger trying to put the seatbelt around the driver's neck. That driver, Osvaldo McIntosh, also sharing these videos and pictures of his injuries, saying he was attacked because he's from Cuba. Uber shared a statement saying they're horrified by what happened and banned that rider from the platform. There's no word on if that rider is in custody. We've reached out to CMPD and are waiting response.
So what? Why was he still driving?
I don't
Dude, I've
know.
been pulled over. I would have been pulled over.
I would have slammed on my brakes.
I mean, he was in traffic, so I can understand not maybe slamming on your brakes. But I would.
Hell with that.
He just kept driving, man. I was like, dude, I would have pulled over.
I would have slammed on the brakes, had him hit that, and then I would have put the seat back, and I would have got out and probably whooped some ass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Seat back?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we all have power seats, and it doesn't. You whipped it back. You grab that handle. Now we got to slowly go.
Well, I have this thing.
Don't move. I'm getting ready to crush you.
I had this thing where my seats fold up and down, for storage. So, I would have pulled that. And,
I'm grabbing I got a police baton in my door side, one of those expandable ones.
Well, and the crazy thing is, he's pulling right, and then you see him slide back, and then he's laying the seatbelt's off the guy. The guy's looking back.
He's got his legs stretched out like he's just
drunk.
taking a nap. Yeah,
he
was wasted.
It's like he started to do it, maybe forgot what he was doing, and then he took a nap. I don't know.
Yeah, he's never mind.
This is what happens with alcohol. The true colors come out. Clearly is a racist or doesn't like immigrants or whatever, and he does that. And I don't know. Thank God, yo, motherfuckers, put a dash cam in there. I don't know if it was good enough to catch him, but maybe. I mean, if he ordered the ride himself.
Yeah, and this is why we don't like it when people sit behind us.
Yep, I was about to say that
at nighttime, because they already have such an advantage because we're busy driving and they have their hands free. They're not having to worry about anything else. But especially if they're sitting right behind you, it's hard to see what they're doing. And I mean, it doesn't take but a second for somebody to do something like that.
You know what I don't understand? Why wasn't he pushing that blue button on the Uber screen to call for help?
Dude, if you told me right now where that was, I couldn't tell you. I'm looking at my phone. I couldn't tell you. I don't drive enough to know where it is. I guess it's on the left-hand side.
It's a blue shield. You can't miss it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can picture it in my head, but I can't tell you. I think it's on the left-hand side, but I don't know. Is it? Do you know?
It's on the left-hand side when you're on a ride.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you know that, but I don't. I'm just saying when adrenaline hits, you don't fucking think, in that moment. I don't know. I'd like to see the follow-up on it if he got charged or anything, but that's wild. God, I'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
He hit a stun gun.
Yes, he was whoa, but he handled it pretty.
He did pretty well.
He handled it. He handled it well. Yeah.
Me, if that was me, I would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, you think I swear a lot on this show?
Oh yeah.
If for a new, you just wouldn't be able to show it on the news. There'd be so many beeps. It'd be a solid beep like that.
That guy who hit your window.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe throwing down.
Right. Katie Marie on TikTok. Thanks so much for the likes. Appreciate that. All right. I'm just going to play the gun one. We've seen it all on the news. It's not very long. I think what happened was Larry and I talk about some of that, what are we trying? That sensitive stuff gets pulled down. So I think I immediately saw it and like ripped a video, but then I didn't save the article. Not that really matters. Basically, the gist of it is a fucking driver pulls a Glock on this person to get out of their car. So we'll watch that real quick.
You're harassing me. I'm harassing Get out of my vehicle right now. I'm not harassing you. Get out of my vehicle. She doesn't want to get out of my vehicle. No, she just pulled Get out of my vehicle. You're no longer in the ride. Get out. Okay, ma'am, what's the address? Get out of my vehicle right now. She got them crazy eyes. Get out. Oh. Get out. Ooh. Get out. She wants to do it anyway. She wants to. She wants to do it anyway. Don't worry. You're going to go viral. You're going viral.
Wow.
I mean, she got him out by by showing the gun.
Yeah, but I think she'll be getting out of the Uber business.
Well, regardless, she's getting out. You know what I mean? Her eyes be wild.
She had the crazy eyes. Yeah,
I mean, the girls
doubt.
Weren't wrong. She had crazy eyes. I think that's what triggered her.
Oh man.
Yeah, Bubba Sue only.
Yeah, of course it's Florida.
I don't know. Like, I think the gun was an escalate. Like that was
a huge escalation.
Why there was no threatening anything.
Right.
Like, they just wouldn't get out. Just calm down. Get out of your car. Call the cops. Like she called 911. Like
I just want to know where she kept that thing because she had it close.
Well, I think she had it drawn out of her purse, or she had it in her purse, and because you can't see that arm that whole time until she pulls it. So she was probably getting it out when she was.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was any danger being presented there. Why pull? I don't understand why you pull a gun.
Yeah, I mean that sucks.
That is a huge escalation.
You're done with Uber. You're probably going to get charged because although it's Florida, fuck it, they don't care about anything.
Yeah, but you know, you don't know how many people was there. What, 2 people in the back seat? You think?
I don't know. It didn't really say.
I think like there's 2 people talking.
Okay, yeah. It sounded like there's 2 back there. I mean, you never know. One of them could be carrying. Man, next thing you know. Man, you've got a gunfight in this.
Yeah, I mean, it's Florida. You could probably a pistol whip them, and they'd be like, "Good job, good job."
Standing the ground,
outstanding citizen with a gun. And I'm not anti-gun by any means. You just got to be responsible with it.
Yeah, that is not being responsible by any way.
If anyone ever sees any follow-up from that, definitely send it our way. We don't, surprisingly enough, as many groups as I'm in and stuff like that, I don't see it all. So we definitely would love to see the follow-up on that. All right, we're about out of time, and I gotta pee real bad. This beer's going right through me. Gig work this weekend. Anyone? I mean, Gabe will for sure because he's the full timer. So if he doesn't do gig work, something's wrong. What about Larry?
Larry's going to St. Louis to see football with his son. So
okay,
maybe though I have Friday off. I may do a little, but probably not.
Okay,
maybe tomorrow night.
All right. I don't know. I'm going out Friday night for one of the elementary I work at. They're having a end of year party like they always do. So I might be hungover on Saturday. And then Saturday night, I got baseball. And then Sunday, I got to work for the old people. So I don't know if I'll be doing gig work, but it'll be soon enough, y'all. I'll be talking about it every fucking day. Because once school's done next week, and I'll be hustling out there. Me and Gabe.
He'll be bitching every day. He'll be like,
Gabe and I, last summer, Gabe and I talked so much every day. Like, because he was the only one out, like, in the mornings, like, that's doing it full time. Like, Gabe, shoot me in the face. Like, it's so slow.
Gabe's like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, Gabe's like, hey, hold my beer. I'll drive over and shoot you right in the face. Anyways, all right. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
Don't be a dick.
And we'll see you on the road.
We'll see you on the Patreon in 9 minutes.
9 minutes. But hey, join Patreon right now and you can watch.
Yep, right now.
Right now. Do it. Bye. We're talking to you.